Welcome back here, everybody. And now we are on to our last lesson, and it's been quite a journey to get to this last lesson. So let's go ahead and finish up here. So now at this point, since we have all of our rig information done and all of our modules pretty much rigged and ready to come in and create our fish super rig or our fish module rig, what I want to do, and as you can see here that we have our empty scene. Let me go ahead and pull my outliner over here so you see nothing that's actually in the scene. We need to create a way to be able to bring all those fish into one scene, simply because it's going to make it much easier for an animator to go ahead and bring every fish into one scene, or have every fish in one scene. Okay, and to do this, what we can do is we're just going to go ahead and create a super master control. Okay, and I'm just going to come up here to my CC creation, and I'm just going to go ahead and create a circle. I'm going to go ahead and rotate this 90 degrees. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and scale this up so that this will at least encompass every single fish module that's going to be brought into the scene. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and select some vertices here. Actually, you know what? Let me change the spans here. I'll change the spans or the sections here to 22. Okay. You can use whatever number that you want. I'm just going to go in here and select every other one here real quick. Okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and scale these in. And if we wanted to, we can go ahead and thin this out a little bit. Probably make it a little bit larger. Okay, we'll go ahead and freeze the transformation, center the pivot, and clear the history on this so that there's no nodes on this whatsoever. And what we're going to first do here is hit our ABX picker script, and you can see that there's nothing in this ABX picker, and that's what we want. Okay, so let's come in here, and what we need to do is go ahead and change the color on this. I'm just going to change it to a green. It really doesn't matter the color. You guys can change it to basically whatever color you want. So now what we need to do is basically import our modules into this rigging system. So we're going to go ahead and import the one that we've already done. And I'm just going to come in here to import, take a look at our options. Okay, so we don't want any naming convention problems. That's the main goal here. We don't want to have any conflicting parts. So if you have, like I'm going to have here, is 25 different modules inside of one fish rig, we have to be very careful because we really don't want any naming convention errors. Okay, so I'll take a look here at our settings for our import and just use the same settings that I'm using. I'm going to go ahead and hit import. I'm going to go ahead and import my clowny, which is our clownfish. And this will just take a second or two to load. Okay, so here comes in our clownfish. And if I go ahead and hit 6 on our keyboard, okay, there you can see that our texture gets brought in as well. Okay, but also our character UI gets brought in as well. This is obviously a different UI and a little bit different rig. I just have a little bit of extra control here in terms of the actual colors that I've been using. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. Also a bunch of different eyes controllers. Obviously the manual swim here is pretty much the same. The facial animation window, we didn't build that, but you know, you can generally get the idea of what's going on here. I'm going to go ahead and close this. Let's take a look here at our outliner. Okay, so there you can see where our fish module gets brought in. Also our face machine controls. So we need to go ahead and rename our NURB circle here, and we're going to rename this as our we'll say saltwater fish master. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and once again freeze the transformation, center the pivot, and clear the history on that as well. And we need to attach our clownfish module to our fish master rig, and if we can probably even scale this down a little bit more, since this is just demonstration purposes only. There you can see where we're going to have one control, which is going to be our master control for the entire system, but we also have a master controller for each module, and I'm going to show you what I mean whenever I bring the second module in here. Okay, so we need to make sure that we attach our clownfish module to this, and the first thing that we can go ahead and do here with nothing selected, we're going to go ahead and hit Control G, and this is going to be a master group for our modules. Freeze the transformations and center the pivots on this. Okay, and we're going to call this the fish modules main don't touch. Okay, I'm going to take our clownfish module here. I'm going to drop this into the fish modules main don't touch. And I'm also going to take and create 3 attributes here on our saltwater fish master. So modify, add attribute. We're going to create this first one. We're going to take the green and rename this as the controls. We're going to take the blue here. We're going to delete that off. And we're going to call this first one our clown fish. That's it. Nothing more. We're going to go ahead and hit add. And you're going to see that this gets added into the channel box. We're going to go ahead and select that attribute. We're going to go ahead and lock it. Okay. We're also going to go ahead and create 2 attributes below this. So this is going to be clown fish viz. We should even probably even say module viz. Okay. The green here is going to be changed to hidden. The blue here is going to be changed to shown. We're going to go ahead and add that. Okay. And we'll go ahead and add one last one, which is going to be clownfish connection. So we're going to say that the green here is going to be the locked, and the blue is going to turn into free underscore animation. We'll go ahead and add that so you can see that that gets added. I'm just going to go ahead and pull this add attribute window off screen here. Okay. Also our outliner is going to go off screen here. And we will simply select the global master or the saltwater fish master. We're going to go ahead and select the clownfish CC global master. I'm going to hit F2 on my keyboard. I'm going to go ahead and create a parent constraint with the maintain offset on. And I'm also going to hit constraint scale with the maintain offset on. Okay, so now whenever I select this global master, you can see where that rig system actually gets moved and will move with it, but it's also going to scale with it. Okay, and now what we need to go ahead and do, let me go ahead and pull my attribute or my outliner back over here. I'm going to expand my fish modules, my clownfish module here, and I'm also going to expand my clownfish global master, and I'm going to rename the parent constraint here. I'm just going to take out the parent constraint and rename this the lock constraint. The scale constraint I'm not going to rename because I'm not really going to set an attribute for that in the channel box on the saltwater fish master. Okay, so we'll just go ahead here and just make sure that this is going to stay expanded so that I can only select the lock constraint. And we will come up here to Window, General Editors, or Connection Editor, and we're going to reload the master controller here in the left, and we are going to select our lock constraint, and I'm going to reload this in the right, and there you can see what this is going to be the weight for our lock constraint, i.e. parent constraint. We'll go ahead and set the connection here to the master. Okay, so now if we take and select this, you can see where this is going to be locked, and if we move it, you can see that that's actually not moving, so we're just going to have to modify that real quick. Modify, edit attribute, we need the connection, so the locked actually has to be free, and the free will have to be our locked. Go ahead and close that. Okay, so now it's going to be free and locked, and if we go ahead and select it now and move it, you can see where that fish is getting locked and moving with the global master. Okay, and we'll jump back in here to the outliner, fish modules, just make sure that it's unexpanded. We're going to take the entire fish module, clownfish module, we're going to reload that in the right, and we're going to connect the module viz to the visibility. So there you can see that it gets hidden. And if we take and select our global master, turn it back on, you can see where our fish gets brought back into the scene. So we can just simply go ahead and hide that. Okay, there's the setup of our first module. Let's go ahead here and bring in a second module. So I'm just going to go in here to import, and we'll go ahead and import a steeler fish here. This is just for demonstration, so we'll go ahead and import this here as well. You can see that it just takes a little bit of time to go ahead and come in and update. So there you can see where our layer editor also gets changed. And I actually have to rename that bluegill here to the steeler fish, which is fine. Okay. And if I go ahead here and open up my ABX picker script, you can see that we not only have our steeler fish here, but we also have our clownfish module system. So we have the control for both, since both are actually in the scene. And you can keep doing that and doing that and doing that, and that's where that naming convention really will come in handy. Okay, so we're just going to repeat the same process here that we used for that clownfish connection to our saltwater fish master. And we're just going to repeat the same process here. So we're going to take the BG, which is the steeler fish here. We'll go ahead and throw that into the fish modules. And you can see that we have both our clownfish module, and we also have our steeler fish face machine controls brought in here. Okay. So we'll select our global master controller here. Modify, add attribute. Go ahead and pull this back over. We're going to make this an enumerated value again here. We're going to call this steeler fish underscore. We can leave it there. We'll just call this green controls. Okay, we'll go ahead and delete the blue one off here. We'll go ahead and add that, making sure that we take a look at our channel box and we go ahead and lock this. And we're doing it this way so that whenever an animator is animating in the scene, he can also animate these controls. So he can have it keyed to be turned on or turned off, or connected in free animation. So he has a lot of control. Okay. So we're going to use the same convention here for our steeler fish. So we need the steeler fish underscore module viz, and we're going to go ahead here for hidden, change the green here to shown, go ahead and add that. Okay, we're going to use the same method here for this. For the steeler fish, so we want the free and locked connection as well. So we'll go steeler fish underscore connection. We'll change this green one to free. The blue here will be connected, or we'll go ahead and say locked. Go ahead and add that connection. Okay, so you can see that gets added in the channel box here as well. And we will just simply select the global master, or the saltwater fish master, the steeler fish global master, constraint parent, constraint scale. Okay. Let me thin out this outliner real quick. We're going to jump in here to the connection editor. We're going to load the saltwater fish master here into the left. We're going to take the BG module, which is our steeler fish module, reload that in the right. We're going to take the steeler fish module viz, connect this to the visibility, so there you see it gets turned off. And we're going to take the parent constraint, which would be that lock constraint. We're going to load that into the right. We're going to take the connection and connect that to the Saltwater Fish Master W0, which is the weight control. Okay, so now it should be locked, and you can see that there's no fish here. Okay, so let's select our Saltwater Fish Master and make sure that this works. Take our Steeler Fish Module Viz and show this. So there he comes in. Free animation. There you can see that it's not connected. And if I change this to connected or locked, you can see that this gets moved and also gets scale. Okay, so let me go ahead and just move this over real quick. And we'll take this one and we'll show him as well. Okay, so now you can see that we have both fish in the scene here. And you can repeat that process as many times as you want. Let's go ahead and select our Saltwater Fish Master, and you can see where it does snap back. Okay, so everything is basically getting moved there at one time, which is what we would want, because what would happen here is we would just simply import this rig, this global master rig, into one scene, just set it in one place, and then turn them all for free animation. So we would have the ability to go ahead and freely animate those in whatever scene that we would want. But you also have the ability to go ahead and animate the control to be shown and also locked. So you can see where you have a lot of control to go ahead and do that for a module system. And that's it for our rigging tutorial here. I hope you guys appreciate the tutorial, and I hope you guys really enjoyed the process of what it takes to go ahead and create a module based rig inside of Maya. Definitely keep an eye on the website for more tutorials to come. And thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you later.